Sometimes, the brightest smiles hide the deepest feelings no one dares to speak. The clinic opened like it did every morning, soft sunlight through the glass, the quiet hum of machines, the faint smell of antiseptic, everything in its place, everything calm. Dr. Isha stood by the counter, reviewing files, her expression composed, her smile gentle and practiced. Patients loved her for that smile, it made them feel safe. Behind her, Zara moved quietly, arranging instruments with careful precision. She didn't speak much, but her presence filled the room with a quiet warmth. "Scalar cotton mirror," Zara murmured softly to herself as she set everything in order. Isha glanced at her and smiled. "You always know exactly where everything goes." Zara looked up, a small smile forming. "And you always forget, so I have to." Isha let out a soft laugh. "That's not true." "It is," Zara teased gently. "You'd be lost without me." Isha paused, watching her for a second longer than usual. "Maybe I would." For a brief moment, something deeper flickered between them, but just as quickly it disappeared. Both looked away. The day went on, patients coming and going, polite conversations, soft reassurances. They worked in perfect rhythm like they had done 100 times before. Later, during lunch break, they sat in the small staff room. Silence wasn't awkward between them, it was comfortable. Zara slid a cup of tea toward Aisha. "You didn't eat again." Aisha shrugged. "I wasn't hungry." "You're never hungry," Zara replied, her tone soft but concerned. Aisha smiled faintly. "And you care too much." Zara lowered her gaze, stirring her tea slowly. "Someone has to." A small pause settled between them. Isha looked at her, her voice quieter now. "Why do you?" Zara's hand stopped mid-motion. She didn't answer. Instead, she stood up. "Break-'s over." Isha watched her leave, something unreadable in her eyes. Days passed like that, gentle, quiet, full of almosts and maybes. Until one evening, everything shifted. A patient sat in the chair, laughing lightly after her appointment. "Doctor, you're so kind," she said. "Your husband must be very lucky." Aisha froze for just a second, then her usual smile returned. "I'm not married." "Oh, then when?" the patient pressed playfully. "Someone like you shouldn't stay single for long." Aisha hesitated just a moment. "My family is looking." Behind the slightly open door, Zara stood still, her hands tightened around the tray she was holding. "Really?" the patient smiled. "That's wonderful." Isha nodded, but her smile didn't reach her eyes this time. That night, the clinic felt colder. Zara avoided looking at her. Her movements were quicker, sharper. Finally, Aisha spoke. "Zara, did I do something wrong?" Zara didn't turn. "No." "Then why are you?" "You should do it," Zara interrupted quietly. Aisha frowned. "Do what?" "Get married." The words hung heavy in the air. Aisha stepped closer. "Why are you saying this?" Zara finally looked at her, her expression guarded. "Because that's what people like you do." Aisha's face fell. "People like me." Zara swallowed, her voice trembling slightly despite her effort to stay composed. "People who smile, follow rules, make everyone happy." "And what do you think I am?" Aisha asked softly. Zara shook her head. "It doesn't matter." "It does to me." Silence. Zara looked away again. "It shouldn't." And just like that, she walked out. The space between them, once warm and unspoken, turned into something distant and fragile. The next few days were different. No more teasing, no more shared glances. Only work. Pass the mirror. Here. Next patient. Ready. Their smiles remained, but now they were empty. One evening after closing, Zara stayed back to finish cleaning. The clinic was quiet, almost too quiet. As she wiped the counter, her eyes fell on an envelope lying on Aisha's desk. She hesitated. Then slowly she picked it up. It was already opened. Her eyes moved across the words. We cannot accept your decision. This is not how we raised you. Think about your future. Think about your reputation. Zara's breath caught. Her hands trembled. This wasn't about marriage. This was about something else, something deeper. Something she hadn't allowed herself to believe. Footsteps echoed behind her. Aisha stood at the door. You read it. Zara turned slowly, her voice barely a whisper. You were never going to get married, were you? Aisha didn't answer right away. Then, softly, no. Zara's eyes filled with tears. Then why did you say that? Aisha stepped closer, her voice breaking for the first time. Because it's easier than telling the truth. What truth? Aisha looked at her, all the walls finally gone. That I don't feel what I'm supposed to feel. That I don't want the life they planned for me. That every time they ask me about marriage, I feel like I'm lying to everyone. Zara's voice shook. And what do you want? A long pause. Aisha took a breath, her eyes locked onto Zara's. You. The word landed softly, but it changed everything. Zara closed her eyes for a moment, tears slipping down her cheeks. You should have told me, she whispered, instead of smiling through it, pretending everything was fine. I was afraid, Aisha said quietly, afraid you'd walk away, afraid I'd lose you. Zara let out a soft, broken laugh. You almost did. Aisha's eyes filled with regret. I know. Silence wrapped around them, but this time it wasn't empty. Zara stepped closer, her voice gentler now. You didn't trust me. I didn't trust myself, Aisha admitted. Another pause. Then Zara slowly reached out and took her hand. I'm still here. Aisha looked at their hands, then back at her, relief washing over her face like a quiet storm finally settling. No more hiding, Zara said softly. Aisha nodded. No more pretending. For the first time their smiles were real, not for patience, not for the world. Just for each other. And this time they didn't look away.